Hi, everyone. My name is Ian Decker. I'm the head of talent acquisition here at Sage Shore, and I'm excited to be here with three of our leaders from our software team today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, but after they introduce themselves, I'm going to be asking them a bunch of questions around what it's like to work at Sage Shore, specifically in the software group. So I'm going to let the team introduce themselves, and then we'll get into some questions.
Hi, I'm Mamta Reddy. I'm a Director of Quality Assurance and Software Engineering Department here at Sage Shore, and I lead a diverse onshore and offshore project team members managing multiple projects in a fast-paced agile environment. I started my career as a software engineer right after graduating from Texas A&M University, and I've been leading the team since then.
Hey everyone, my name's Sean Abram. I'm a vice president in the software product group, and in plain English, that means I lead the software engineering teams.
Where do you work out of, Sean?
I work out of the San Francisco Bay Area in California.
Awesome. Hey, I'm Tim Meany. I'm VP of software. My responsibility is basically everything involved in getting software to production, working with our users, understanding business needs, design, engineering, QA. I've been building software and software teams for about 20 years professionally, and my background is started out engineering, but very briefly, and mostly product and design. That's kind of my home base is product and design. And I work out of typically the Jersey City home office, but these days home from northern New Jersey.
Great. Sean, I'm going to ask you this question first, and then we'll go around to the group. But Sean, can you tell us why you chose Sage Shore?
Sure, there were a few different reasons for choosing Sage Shore. The first is that it's a stable company, but we're growing quickly and we're successful. We're profitable. We're not chasing yet one more round of funding. Instead of doing that, we spend our time focusing on our customers, on our insurance agents and our policyholders, building better market-leading products for them. There was also a personal connection. I had some ex-colleagues that now work at Sage Shore, and they were able to vouch for Sage Shore and tell me what a great place it is to work.
Great. Martha, would you tell us why you chose Sage Shore?
I chose Sage Shore specifically because I was looking for a smaller organization that has passion and drive of a startup, but also the stability of a software industry experience. After the interview specifically, I enjoyed meeting with a lot of energetic and high-performing team members. Everybody here is positive, and that proved over and over in my career here from last 8 to 10 months.
Great. Tim?
I have perhaps a unique experience with the company. I was around when the company was founded. I used to run a software design and services company, and one of our clients was Sage Shore way back when. I then left what was then my client and did a number of other things. But 5 years ago, actually last week, 5 years ago when I was looking for my next gig, I talked to Terry, who's the founder and CEO of the company, and was intrigued to see how much it had grown in the roughly 6 or 7 years that I wasn't working with Sage Shore. What really attracted me to come back, I had some, as Sean mentioned, I had some personal connections to the company, but what really intrigued me was, I'd say, the word scale. And scale in a growing business is a really interesting challenge, right? Everything is scaling in this business. The business is scaling, the number of stakeholders is scaling, the platform is scaling, the number of users, and all of that. People like to say that's a good problem to have, which it is, but it's a really fertile territory when things are scaling around you to try to also scale a team to keep up with the business. So really interesting and exciting times.
Great. Next question I'm going to ask is around, and Sean, again, I'm going to go to you first on this. What cool and innovative things are you guys doing?
There's a lot of cool and innovative things we're doing. I would say continuous deployment is one, continuous learning is another, and then to continue that theme, we're also doing continuous improvements all the time too. So on the continuous deployment front, we're really focused on getting our software from our engineers into our customers' hands much faster. We used to do releases once a week. We're now pushing to do releases multiple times a day. If an engineer is finished with a piece of code, what's the point in waiting? Delaying getting that software into our customers' hands just delays the customers reaping the benefits of that, and indeed delays the valuable feedback that we get from our customers using that software too. Continuous learning is something I'm really passionate about. Right now, we strive really hard to hire smart engineers at SageSure, but we also need to make sure that they stay smart and stay supported while they're working for us too. And we do that through a combination of onboarding and mentoring and career path planning and development, and also continuous learning. So we focus a lot of efforts on that. And then the continuous improvements is a big part of it too. What worked for us yesterday definitely won't work for us tomorrow. Tim mentioned that we're always scaling and we need to adapt. So if you ever see a job posting from SageSure, we don't focus on very specific technologies because we're continually improving and innovating with modern tools. We're really looking for, rather than specific knowledge sets, people who are keen to learn, people who can adapt, and people who have interesting experience and a passion for everything I just talked about, building and shipping and learning. So there's a lot of exciting things going on.
Great. How about you, Mamatha? Anything cool and innovative that you guys are working on?
We are focusing mostly on quality-centric development process. When I say that, quality is no longer just validating post-completion, but it's embedded across the software development process. So along with implementation of DevOps, again, continuous testing, continuous development, and continuous delivery and deployment is our main focus.
Great. How about you, Tim?
For me, I'm really focused on building a team right now and recruiting and making sure our processes are efficient. But to give a little more nerdy answer and some cool things that are actually, I find pretty compelling. One of them is A/B testing and making A/B testing much easier to execute. So lowering the cost of A/B tests means we can run much more of them and get to the better solution faster. I'm kind of into that right now. Lambda and serverless technologies and how we could use those to, when they're the right tool for the job, is pretty cool. And in a larger scale, we're making a big change to our business where we're getting much more involved in the end-to-end claims process. So we're building, from scratch, building a claim system that will impact all of our users, our agents and our policyholders. So that's really interesting and exciting to build a new platform, essentially. So answers large and small there.
Great. So one of the benefits of working in your group, I know, is that you're able to work remotely. There's no offices to go to, which I think is a big benefit, right? So can you guys talk a little bit, and again, maybe Sean, will start with you around, what are the benefits of working remotely, and what does a typical day look like for someone joining your group?
I tend to start early and work East Coast hours, even though I'm on the West Coast, although that's my choice to do so. But the advantage of doing that is that I get to build in exercise and family time in the rest of the day too. So we work hard at SageSure, but family comes first, and we're able to do a blend of the two and be flexible so that we can support both. So as well as working with the team, I'll also take time out during the day to go for a run or for a bike or to take my daughter to her various activities. So I feel like the remote working works very well for me. It gives me a lot of flexibility.
How about you, Mamatha?
This is my first full-time remote position, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. I definitely can say I'm very, very productive. I have better work-life balance. As Sean mentioned, I start early. I take an early lunch. There are times I take 11 a.m. lunch. There are times that I take 4 p.m. lunch, depending on my day. But definitely, I'm very, very productive and still able to collaborate with my team members.
Great.
I'll give a slightly different view on this. I usually work out of our office in Jersey, but fundamental to how we've built and scaled this team is that it is fully remote. So while my personal experience might be slightly different, the reason we're doing that is because we want to find the best talent and have them join the team, period. That's the goal. And when you broaden your search beyond where our office locations are, we do have office locations. We're in Tallahassee. We're in Jersey City, Houston, Philly, Cincinnati, Cheshire, Connecticut. Different parts of our business are there. But when you expand to, well, even look on this call, well beyond those locations, you can get the best talent for the job. So, and we've been able to make it work. We've been a fully remote team all along, not just during this past year, which lots of companies have become remote. So our tooling and the way we communicate and the way we interact with each other is really supportive of that.
Great. The last question I'm going to ask the team is around why would someone want to come to Sage Shore, specifically in the software group? But, definitely answer, from a company perspective as well. Sean.
It's a great team is the short answer, but a little more specifically, one of the values that we have at SageSure is what we call We Are Fountains, which basically means that we're optimistic and that we try to help other people whenever we can. And you see that a lot in SageSure. People are always on the positive side. They will always do the best to help. And it makes it for a really nice place to work, a good place to work. But as well as being fountains, I also like the fact that you really have the ability to influence, to set direction, and to have an impact in ways that I haven't seen at other organizations. And that's really empowering and makes SageSure a great place to work.
Great. Amatha?
I definitely agree with Sean. Culture at SageSure is down to earth, lots of dedication and hard work, and we pair it with a lot of fun. Seamless integration between, as I mentioned, work-life balance. That's really awesome at SageSure, and this is definitely a place where employee growth is nurtured.
All I can add to those two terrific answers is this is a place that remains ambitious, perhaps as ambitious as it's ever been, while its business model is clicking. So it's a, successful organization that remains very hungry and ambitious. That's a pretty cool place to be, I think. So adding to their answers.
Great. Well, I want to thank each of you for your time today. If you are a candidate and you are interested in what you heard today and interested in an opportunity to work at SageSure, please visit our career site, sageshore.com/careers, and apply to one of our many openings. We'd be happy to talk to you and get to know you a little bit. So again, thank you, team, and we look forward to talking to you as candidates. Thank you.